Travis Hunter is the best NFL prospect we've seen in years, and the New York Giants need to draft him if they want any hope of reviving the franchise.
Travis is the best defensive player and the best offensive player in the country.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback. Look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, where will Travis Hunter begin his NFL career and what position is he going to play? The first question is a whole lot easier to answer than the second, so let's start there. Except for the teams preparing for the postseason, the draft order is set and real predictions can be made for who goes where. There was a lot of shuffling at the end of the season, and I know the Giants were hoping to land a top 2 pick to position themselves for either Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. But their win over the Colts in Week 17 bumped them out of that spot, and instead they'll pick third. And with 2 QB-needy teams ahead of them, I think it's almost certain the Giants will need to go a different direction, and I don't think that's such a bad thing. Hunter is a generational prospect, and I know that term gets thrown around way too often, but in this case, it's just true. So when the chance to draft a guy like that falls into your lap like it will in April, you just can't overthink it. Because the franchise needs a cornerstone more than ever after they let fan favorite Saquon Barkley leave last season, and Hunter could be that for years to come. And with the news that head coach Brian Daboll and GM Schoen are returning, those two can't afford to get cute with their pick. If a QB falls to them, great. But if not, it's gotta be Hunter, especially after hearing team president John Mara's presser earlier this week. Here's what Mara had to say when asked what the team needs most this offseason and how long it will take for the team to improve.
Quite frankly, I didn't think our defense played very well this year at all. I know that when you have an offense that performs like that, you're putting more pressure on your defense, but we need to make improvements there. I'm tired of watching teams go up and down the field on us, so I think that has to be addressed. I think, we need some more depth in the offensive line. It better not take too long, Bruce, because I've just about run out of patience.
Yikes. I would hate to hear that from my boss. But that first answer is important because while QB is their top priority, it seems unlikely it'll be solved in the draft. But again, lucky for them, Hunter can go a long way towards solving their other problems. And that leads us into the second question. What position should Hunter play? Mara mentioned defense is a huge priority, and I think that's where Hunter will fit in perfectly. I know Hunter has said he wants to play both ways full time, but in the NFL, that's just not going to work if he wants to have a long career. He can still slot in for a few offensive plays here and there, but I think he can carve out a Hall of Fame career as a cornerback. I mean, he already proved he was the nation's best defender at the college level by winning the Bednarik Award, and unlike his Biletnikoff Award, this one was unquestionably deserved. In 12 games during the regular season, he registered 4 picks, 11 passes defended, and allowed just 22 receptions. He was also tied for the top mark in the FBS with an interception every 10.3 targets, and that's while playing a full load of offensive snaps. Meanwhile, the Giants finished the regular season in the bottom 3 in passer rating allowed, completion percentage allowed, and interceptions. They need a whole lot of help on that side of the ball, so starting with the best defensive option is a no-brainer. If we want to think even further ahead, imagine all the ways he could be used on offense in limited snaps. Malik Neighbors has proven to be a go-to guy, so adding a threat like Hunter would be a huge problem for defenses to account for, not to mention all the help he could provide to the new starting QB, whoever that ends up being. So let's not overthink this one, Giants. Hunter is going to be there for the taking, and the defense could really use a talent like him. And I'm sure the offense would take him as well, but they can get help later in the draft. For more on how Nick Nash deserved the Biletnikoff Award over Hunter, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning in. We will see you in the next one.